Gentlemen, welcome today to another edition of the NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode, and it is the long anticipation. It is now over. That long anticipation is out the window because the Championship 4 race at Phoenix for the Desert Diamond Casino West Valley 200 is about to begin. The Championship 4 will include our driver, Keegan Schneider, for this Xfinity Series Career Mode, Harrison Burton trying to go for back-to-back championships, Chase Briscoe, and Justin Allgaier, who both qualified on points at Martinsville. Not just points, actually 1 point to be exact. Ride Guy 0929, Carson Boyd, Kyle Larson fan, welcome everybody on into the stream. I'm going to do a couple laps of practice and qualifying, so give you guys a couple minutes to get settled in here for this championship race. Should be a lot of fun. I cannot wait. We'll see what we can have out of this race car early.
Okay, get back in there. Let's go.
Definitely going to have to be on my best behavior. And I did switch the controllers out, by the way. So if you were watching from the last race, we'll have a fresh battery for this entire race. Plenty good to go.
Got one outside now.
Ashton G, welcome on in as well.
Still there?
Yeah, going to do a handful of laps here, then I'll practice a pit stop in case we have to pin under green, what I usually try to do when I run a practice session, and then run another couple laps after that.
Still there?
Schneider did win at Phoenix earlier this season.
That car headed
It wasn't an easy win by any means. It took strategy. He only led the final 19 laps of the race. You're just going to have to battle all night, and it might take strategy to win the championship once again. We'll see how it's going to pan out. I'm not going to be running the apron the entire race, by the way. We're going to wear the tires out too much if we do that. We only got 4 sets. These Xfinity and Truck Series races. This will be the final Xfinity Series race in general in NASCAR Heat 5. Done with the Truck Series. This will be it for the Xfinity Series. We only have Cup Series action left for the career mode and then the championship mode as well. Like the entire championship for if you need. Thanks. Patrick Shadley, DMNJ, welcome on in as well. So a lot of beating and banging from the start to the very finish of that Phoenix race. Cameron Farrelly, welcome to the stream. Or sorry, I thought that was an I. Cameron Farrell, welcome to the stream. I thought the extra L on the end of it was an I for some reason. That's why I said Farrelly. Misread that. Alright, time for the pit crew to practice their pit stop now, and we'll run a couple more laps and get qualifying underway. We win this, we got the Daytona 500 tomorrow for the Cup Series. We advance on up. And then we'll try to pull off a miracle and win the Daytona 500 in our first career start. That would be insane. .3 second stop. I think we got the pit crew all maxed out. That's one thing. Again, a 95 on the engine, 95 on the aero, and a 95 on the suspension for this pit crew. Coming in. Not going to go to the apron this lap. Just try to run one straight up this time. This will be my final lap of practice. Change the paint scheme up a little bit too for getting this race started. Haven't changed it all season, so I figured, why not for the championship race? It looks oddly similar to Justin Allgaier's paint scheme, not gonna lie, but that's all right.
Good job. You just posted your best lap ever.
Okay, cool. Got a little $2,496 center bonus there. 27.465. Fastest lap we had. Forgot that was a thing in the career mode. I haven't gotten that yet. Alright. Qualifying. Gonna loosen the car up a little bit for qualifying at least. And we'll see where we... I almost burnt the... I can't believe I forgot to upshift to first gear. I was in neutral and just mashed the gas. Oh, that would have been terrible. Definitely don't want to start from the rear here tonight. Important lap coming up. It's not about where you start, it's where you finish. Championship on the line, you're going to want the best starting position possible.
Okay, fast lap here.
Schneider trying to cut this lap time down as much as he can on the apron through the dog leg. Pretty good line into turns 1 and 2 despite that awkward angle. Gets back to the accelerator. He's got a really good lap going for him right now at least. Still has one more corner to go. Back to the line. 27.477, 23rd in qualifying there for Justin. Almost said Justin Allgaier for Keegan Schneider. Man, I look like the same sponsor and everything. It looks like Allgaier's car. We're gonna be twins out here. Ross Chastain on the pole. Justin Haley second. All colleague racing front row. The championship 4 drivers qualified like this. Justin Allgaier will be the first driver of the championship 4 on the qualifying order. He qualified 3rd. Chase Briscoe qualified 7th. Harrison Burton qualified 17th. And Schneider ended up qualifying 23rd. Get a nice little in-between of what I had in practice and what I had in qualifying for this race. Alfredo looks like he'll be fast. Just missed the championship 4 by 1 point. He had it. Had the lead. And not only lost the lead, but he lost the chance. The championship 4 in that final lap at Martinsville there just a little bit ago. But we'll see what's going to happen. Green flag is in the air. Who will be the champion crowned in 200 laps for the NASCAR Heat 5 Xfinity Series Season 2 of the career mode? Green flag is in the air. We got 45 laps in Stage 1. Another 45 in Stage 2, setting up for a 110-lap final stage. Schneider trying to go to the bottom 3 wide. He couldn't stick the corner. He slides into the side of the 07 of Ray Black Jr. There's still 3 wide down the backstretch, and Ray Black's going to let him go. Let him go to charge hard into the next corner. Schneider all the way down to the apron. Again, doesn't want to do this too much and burn up the tires a whole lot, but on the restarts, you're probably going to be seeing him doing it a whole bunch. Justin Allgaier from 3rd to 1st as he did not lead lap 1, but he's in the lead on lap 2. Off turn 2, trying to set that pace. He's looking for his first career Xfinity Series championship this afternoon. Yep, if we win this championship, we jump to the Cup Series next season.
Inside.
He's likely going to struggle in the early runs. Again, it took strategy to win the first race at Phoenix this year. He's going to have to hope that the cards align the same way. At least somewhat similar.
Hold your line, stay high.
Department-wise, he does have a little faster race car. He had a 90, 90, and 90 earlier. He's got a 95, 95, 95. Oh boy, a little contact between Jeffrey Earnhardt and David Starr. They were 3 wide. Josh Bilicki sends it down to the bottom. Try and get around them both.
Careful, still there.
Schneider's still kind of stuck on the outside with nowhere to go.
Hold your line, got one inside. Stay on the bottom.
CJ McLaughlin making the move and making the pass on Jeffrey Earnhardt, who was at a rough end of the season. He's been running at the very back.
Car high, careful.
Had an inconsistent year as a whole in general, but end of the year, they've been just consistently slow. Again, although you guys might know who the Championship 4 drivers are, unless you're just tuning in, again, it is us, Harrison Burton, Chase Briscoe, and Justin Allgaier. Allgaier's leading the race, but the upper left-hand corner of the screen is an indicator as well where the leaderboard is at. If it is shown as a red square next to the position in the driver, then that means that they are in the playoffs in the Championship 4.
Car there on the inside.
For championship, whoever finishes better of those 4 today will be the champ. Let me see if Burton can win back-to-back. Only one win this season for Harrison Burton versus him having 6 a season ago. He's still got a shot at the season end to win the championship regardless, and it still might be enough to go back-to-back for himself. But he didn't have a great qualifying effort either. Again, he qualified 17th.
Looking inside now.
Again, Allgaier kind of setting that pace early to maybe having to win the race to win the championship. He definitely has the speed early on. Not a long race, only 200 laps, 200 miles. We're already 8 laps complete. Jeff Green kind of holding up these 3 drivers battling for position. Jesse Little desperately wants to get underneath him. Get the 93 of CJ McLaughlin on his outside. McLaughlin might be able to make a move on Jeff Green to get to the outside of him. That's what he's trying to do. He had the run off turn 2. Jesse Little not going to follow. He's going to stay down low. Charges hard there through turns 3 and 4. He's got to run. He's going to go down to the apron again. And he's going to take it 3 wide. He got around Jesse Little going down to the apron. Now he's underneath Jeff Green and CJ McLaughlin. Look at him side Jeff Green in the center of the corner. Beats him back to the gas. Clears him.
Careful, still there.
Schneider didn't want to waste any more time. And he gets around all 3 of them that lap. Oh, almost. Thought he was going to be able to clear McLaughlin. Couldn't quite do it. Still side by side with the 93 car. Schneider side drafts him back. Doesn't allow McLaughlin to clear into turns 1 and 2.
Inside.
Is he going to clear off turn 2 this time? Yes, he does. Nice clean racing. Jeremy Clement's now out in front. After qualifying inside the top 5. He has passed the championship leader, Justin Allgaier. Even though you got the 4 races for a championship, you still have the other 32 on the racetrack trying to go for a win. And for Clement's sake, he hasn't won this year. Got a win last year, made the playoffs last year, but this year, none of those 2 things happened for him. He's looking to just finish the season as strong as he can, and obviously a win is about as good as he can do that.
Got one down low now.
Putting that pressure back on Schneider again. Looking low. Schneider gonna hold him off.
Got a car high now. Clear high, clear high.
Car seems to be a little bit too loose into turn 3. Similar to how it was at Martinsville on entry to the corner, where it just kind of slides to the bottom of the track. Not a lot of grip in those rear tires, so the setup I had in practice was probably going to be better for the longer run. Hopefully it doesn't chew the tires up too much. Obviously you crash out of this race, not going to make it a shot to win it late. Gotta trust the car control though. I trust my abilities to be able to drive a car like this, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it for all 200 laps at the same time either. OG Mar, welcome to the stream.
Stay low, stay low.
You're trying to get inside of Riley Herbst for 23rd. Trying to get back to where he qualified at least.
Stay low.
Trying to gasses it up. Oh, a little too early. Good crossover by Riley Herbst.
You got room. You're clear.
Lachlan closes in. He sees me on the battle now.
Got one peeking inside. You got room. You're clear there. Car high. Careful there. Still there. Top 3. Use it if you need it.
We win this championship, by the way. We'll do all the off-season props to set ourselves up for the Daytona 500 tomorrow as well in this stream. So even after the champion is crowned, don't go anywhere. New to this racetrack. Yep, 1 mile tri-oval. No out of bounds line on the front stretch or anywhere around the racetrack, so you'll be seeing some guys on the apron anytime racing at Phoenix try to cut that dog leg down on these restarts.
Careful. Still there.
Almost slid into Tommy Joe Martins. He just drove it in deep into the corner so he can clear Austin Hill. He wasn't really worried about the 44 yet. Martins had a great run, won a stage in fact at Martinsville, but success not translated on this short track either, and now he drives it in deep into 1 and 2 again, trying to just pull up in front of the 44 of Martins. Martins crosses it back to the inside. Trevor gets a good run off the exit of the corner. He's going to clear him back down to the bottom into turns 3 and 4. A little over half a lap behind the race leaders. Austin Cindric now has jumped out in front early, ahead of the 51 of Clements. Already 4 different leaders. If Cindric can lead at least. He didn't lead the lap. Clements led the lap, so Cindric never officially had the lead. Trevor's now cracked the top 20, getting around Joe Nemechek. I've not been to Phoenix yet. I'd like to while they have the championship race out there, ideally. Having it this year, and they'll bring it back again next year. I know I'm not going there this season. Wait and see. I guess it's one of those things, it's like, I'll go out there if, you know, they name a different track, because the schedule comes out, you know, usually midway through the season. I'm surprised it's not out for next year yet. I'll give them a little bit of a pass because COVID is still going on and stuff. Still. We know Dirt Bristol's returning next year. We know the date of the Daytona 500. And it was announced, I think last week or the week before that, Phoenix will be the championship race again in 2022 as well. But that's really all we know. We don't know when Dirt Bristol's going to happen either. We just know it will happen again next season. I think they're waiting too, because we haven't even gone to Nashville yet. You know, that's next week. We haven't gone to Road America yet for the Cup Series, and those are still new tracks to the Cup Series schedule. But once we go to those races, and the Indianapolis Road Course too. So once we get through those races, I think NASCAR will have a good read of like, okay, should we go back to these tracks again? You know, I should say they should anyway. You got to give a track more than 1 year of an opportunity to go back. Same thing with COTA. Can't just go there once, even if it's a bad race. Let's say Indianapolis this year, even if it's like a bad race for whatever reason, then I mean you still got to go back. Like things could be, it could be a complete 180 the second year. You can't judge it off of one season. But I feel like that's why they don't have the schedule out yet. I feel like they're just kind of waiting.
Stay high, stay high.
See how things play out first.
You got room, you're clear there.
Who's better, you or Kyle Busch? Well, I haven't made it to the Cup Series on the career mode yet, so Kyle Busch. It's not even a fair question. Not that the Cup Series race on. The Xfinity Series used to race in Mexico City on a road course, and they haven't raced there in close to 10 years. Around 10 years. I don't know the exact year was the last year they ran there. I know it's been a while. No, there's no track in New Mexico that I know of. Not that the top 3 series in NASCAR race on at least. Justin Haley, David Starr side by side for 17. Schneider closes in on this battle now. Only 17 laps to go in stage 1. Still no cautions here today. We had only 3 of them at Martinsville. And we went the entire final stage caution free, but Schneider is slowly getting through this traffic. As long as he just stays on the lead lap today, he'll have a shot going into the final stage. And of the Championship 4 drivers, he's definitely been 4th of those guys so far. Taking care of his tires pretty well in stage 1 at least. Likely going to see everybody pit at the stage break anyway.
Careful.
Right underneath Josh Bilicki. So Josh Williams right in front of him as well.
Inside. Clear low, bud.
You get to the outside of Williams off turn 2. Schneider inside the top 15 now for the first time today. Williams lets him go, and Schneider clears him into turn 3 easily. Again, this car's really loose on entry to turn 3. It's getting worse and worse into the run. I'm not going to DNF, so
Still
it'll be
there.
alright.
You're all clear up top there.
Why would you even say that? You're terrible.
Still there. All right.
Want to at least get to the end and see how this thing plays out, worst case scenario, even if we don't win the championship. And he's been the best driver from start to season to the end of the season, but in the last 8 races, 4 finishes outside the top 10. Not the consistency they wanted coming into Phoenix today.
All right, you're clear there.
2 races in that stretch despite having 16 on the year in total.
Careful. Still there. All right, you're clear there.
Thanks. It's basically a copycat version of Justin Allgaier's paint scheme. The numbers, the font's different on the number, and the color on the number, the number basically all the way around is different too. I think he'll DNF over now. I mean, it's mad loose into turn 3. 1 and 2, it's not bad at all. It's actually really good at that end of the track, but these corners are so different from one another. Just gotta be careful.
Careful. Still there. Keep digging. 10 to go.
10 laps to go, stage 1, Cindric out in front. Schneider battling Brandon Brown for 14th. Go to the outside.
Careful. Still there.
And they'll easily clear Brown before getting into turn 3.
Hold your line. Got one outside.
Just gives up so much time on entry to turn 3 with how loose it is. And if he pushes it too hard, he's just going to spin out. He's really got to tiptoe You'd think that corner would have more grip than 1 and 2 just because of it being
Stay high up here.
a tighter angle to the corner.
You're all clear on the bottom end.
More banking on top of it, but it's not the case. Yeah, you get the opportunity, you got to get a NASCAR game for content. Ideally, if I were you, I'd just wait for the new NASCAR game to come out. Like it's going to be out in September, so
Still there?
no official release date for it, but I would just wait. I wouldn't buy NASCAR E5, especially this late.
Stay low.
Probably
stay
get
low.
Heat 4 for cheap. So. That's just my... You don't have to take my advice, but
Still there?
that's just my advice on it.
Clear high, clear high.
The other 3 Championship 4 drivers are all inside the top 10 early on. Schneider's up to 13th. He's slowly moving through the field. Not as fast as he would have hoped. Cindric will be coming to 5 laps to go this time by in the opening
Stay
stage.
low, stay low.
Schneider's ran clean throughout.
Stay on the bottom here. You got room. You're clear.
Clears Ryan Seed. Another position on the racetrack. No, it's not going to be called Heat 6. There's no official title or
You're all clear on top.
release date of the game, but IndyCar race is great today. I didn't even know they already raced today. But it won't be Heat 6. They did announce that
Still
way
there?
back, I think last year. They announced that. Not long after they released Heat 5.
Careful, still there.
Schneider gets another pass for position. Ross Chastain.
Clear high, clear high.
Brandon Jones in 9th. Anthony Alfredo in 10th. Schneider would like to get into the top 10 by the end of the stage. We know he's going to have a fast pit crew, and he hasn't damaged the car at all in this one. He's kept it clean despite how loose it is, especially in turns 3 and 4. He's doing a good job. For now. And this job's not going to cut it as we get later into the race, but for stage 1, qualifying 23rd. Pretty good start to the day. Shot move from the high side to the inside on Anthony Alfredo, and that'll move Schneider inside the top 10. Lap and a half to go for Austin Cindric to try and win stage 1 here today at Phoenix.
All left, bud. Keep it going. Still there? All right, you're clear there.
Final lap now for Cindric. We'll be seeing everybody hit pit road during the stage break. The stage will not end until the 10th place car finishes out. Schneider's got a shot to get to Jones for 9th place as Jones is caught up behind side-by-side lap traffic there for 1 and 2. Now Jones goes to the high side. Green, white, checkered flag is in the air. Austin Cindric wins stage 1 here at Phoenix. Schneider's going to push really hard, though, into turns 3 and 4, down to the bottom, 3 wide. Not quite going to get to Brandon Jones, though. He's going to end up 10th at the end of stage 1. But all the Championship 4 finish inside the top 10. Briscoe leads the way for the Championship 4, currently 3rd. Allgaier 5th. Burton 7th. Schneider 10th. Again, Austin Cindric gets a stage 1 victory. Half a round of wedge going into the race car, 5% more tape. That's going to be the only adjustments, at least for stage 1 for this 99 crew. We'll have 3 sets of tires left the rest of the way to pit later on into the race if they need.
We're going green.
Great pit stop. They gained 4 spots on pit road as well. He'll restart 6th. Green flag is back in the air. Stage 2 underway at Phoenix. Look at the moves. Schneider somehow gets to the bottom lane despite restarting on the top. At least gets in front of Allgaier. He outpitted the 20 of Harrison Burton.
Car there on the outside. Hold your line.
Briscoe on the inside of Clements for second with the net right behind him. 3 wide further back with Siege, Schneider, and Allgaier. Schneider all the way down to the apron through the dog leg. To stay in front of Allgaier, who did lead laps earlier. Oh my goodness, Schneider drove it in deep into turns 1 and 2. Got sideways, had to lift and let the 7 car by. Who also clears Ryan Sieg as well to get to 7th. Harrison Burton now looking for 3rd and 4th. Briscoe's battled back to 2nd. Briscoe might have a shot to get to the lead for the first time for himself here today. Caution free through stage 1, by the way.
Got to call it high now. Got to call it low now.
Oop. Chastain with a little bump to the left rear of the 99. Moved him up the racetrack.
You're all clear on top there.
Schneider tightened his car up. It's probably going to make him even slower on the short run than what he was before, but probably going to balance out a little bit better, and he can probably have a little bit more on throttle time than what he did on the longer runs. That's ideally what he's hoping for with this adjustment change, but it is definitely tight.
Inside. You got room. You're clear.
I chopped off the 68 of Brandon Brown there. Now, I did state earlier, again, it's not illegal to
Looking inside now.
cut down onto the apron like that. No out of bounds. The only ovals that have out of bounds are Daytona and Talladega. If you pass below the
Outside.
double yellow line there, but any other oval in NASCAR is perfectly legal.
Car high. Careful. All right. You're clear. Looking inside now.
If it's way too slow on the short run, though, we might just have to move that setup back and just work with it for the second half of the race. Because Schneider's losing a ton of ground that he was able to not only gain at the end of stage 1, but also gain in the pits. At 4-spot advantage there as well.
Car high. Careful. Clear high, bud.
Yeah, I haven't watched any road courses for IndyCar yet this season. So how has Jimmy done as a whole? Has he even really been anywhere competitive? I didn't expect him. I figured he was going to likely finish outside the top 10 more times than not.
Car outside. You got room. You're clear.
Looks like the 99 car's starting to hook up a little bit better now. After about almost 10 laps of green flag action to start stage 2. Got 10 people watching here. Still early in stage 2 in this championship finale for the Xfinity Series at Phoenix. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Try to get to 15 by the end of this race. We're going to advance to the Cup Series in the championship win today, but so far Schneider has only been as high as 6th place in this race. It's mainly because of the pit stop at the stage break. On speed, he's been as high as 10th. Not going to cut it for a championship today. Everybody else is 7th or higher of the championship 4 drivers. 3rd, 5th, and 7th to be exact at the end of stage 1. And Briscoe, I believe, is still in 2nd place right behind Cindric currently. So that's the issue, and that's what I was kind of worried about too. Tightening the race car up fixed the problem in 3 and 4, but now it's way too tight in turns 1 and 2, and I can't drive it in as deep. Jeez. Hurt the car too much, brushing the wall off turn 2. First time he's gotten into the wall at all today. Scuff marks there on the side panel. Oh, I'm definitely getting a PS5 at some point. Definitely want to get one before the next NASCAR game comes out, ideally, is what I would look for.
Stay low, stay low.
Gonna get on pre-ordering that. Drives it deep into 3 and 4, gonna pull up and clear Tommy Joe Martins.
Hold your line, got one inside.
Locks him off turn 4. Martins was gonna try a crossover, couldn't quite pull it off. Not only no cautions, but again, all 36 cars still on the racetrack. Currently, only 19 of them are on the lead lap. Likely going to be seeing pit stops at the end of stage 2 again as well, so that will give Schneider 2 sets of tires for the final stage of the race. These guys will have to pit once in the final stage at some point there. Let's see how that pans out.
Careful, still there. Careful, still there. Stay on the bottom. All clear.
Yeah, I've had all the NASCAR Heat games on the
Got one outside now.
PS4. Heat Evolution on. Oh, the NASCAR Heat Series game.
Careful, still there.
Yeah, for NASCAR Heat Evolution on, all on the PS4.
All right, clear outside.
Even check almost got back to the outside of Schneider. Schneider
Three,
moved him
you
off.
need it.
Car's freeing up in turn 3 again, but it's faster this time than what it was in stage 1 as it's freeing up. Stage 1 is just way too loose. Yes, I am a Packers fan. It's the big logo to my left. Your guys is right on the screen, my left. Haven't alternated through the different camera angles yet in this race today. We'll do that right now. First of 3 times for this championship race today. We'll be doing this. Had a lot of drama, especially in that final stage at Martinsville. It'll be interesting to see what the final stage will play out here at Phoenix. Strategy won this race for Schneider back the first time earlier this season. Alright, so let me clear the airways with the Aaron Rodgers situation. Because the media has done a terrible job. By the media, I'm talking like, you know, SportsCenter, ESPN, major media heads. about covering the whole Aaron Rodgers situation. One, it's way over publicized. I'll get that out of the way right now. I mean, it's like SportsCenter is always on in the break room every morning, and then Get Up is always on ESPN too. And that's all they talk about every day. Aaron Rodgers this, Aaron Rodgers that, and it's the same story or cycle into like different meanings or into different words to make it seem like it's a different meaning every time. So essentially, Aaron Rodgers has been looking to restructure his contract, and that's why he's holding on, because he feels that the Packers might want to trade him away at the end of the 2021 season. While the Packers are stating now that, no, he is our quarterback, yeah, I think that they want him as a quarterback for this year because Jordan Love's not developed yet. And they want to keep him, but once Jordan Love seems developed, I feel like the Packers are going to want to, ship Aaron Rodgers out. That was until Aaron Rodgers won the MVP last season. Now it's a whole different situation because the first couple years prior to that, he was declining a little bit. He was still solid, but he wasn't the Aaron Rodgers that we were used to seeing. And I think that's why they ended up drafting Jordan Love and really started building for the future in the 2019 draft. Or sorry, the 2020 draft, excuse me. And and then Rodgers, again, he goes out, he wins the MVP last season. Turns a lot of heads in that Packers organization. Now I feel like they don't know what they want for the future, because they went from building for the future in the draft in 2020 to keeping the entire same team and adding guys that can help win now in the draft this season. So it just completely, they flipped the switch. I understand why they did it, but at the same time, I don't know. And Rodgers doesn't feel secure. He's about legacy. He's even came out and stated that it's about legacy. He feels he wants to stay with Green Bay and cement his legacy in Green Bay. But if Green Bay is not going to want to give him a different contract, that's why Rodgers is holding out right now. It's not that Rodgers wants more money to get paid. He wants job security. He wants to make sure the Packers are going to have him as a starting quarterback, through and through. And this is almost exactly what happened with Tom Brady in New England. A few years ago, at least. Not before Brady left, but remember when they drafted Jimmy Garoppolo as a protege to Brady, and after a couple years of Garoppolo sitting on the bench and actually playing during Brady's suspension and playing well, but Garoppolo ended up getting hurt. Brady wanted to make sure he was going to have job security. He wanted to stay with New England, and then did, essentially, restructuring his contract short-term wise, at least, and then when his latest contract expired, he left. But, at the time he stayed with him, he wanted to stay with him, and they shipped Garoppolo to the 49ers. So I feel like that's the same thing that's going on right now with Rodgers and the Packers. So I think he'll play this year. I think he'll play for Green Bay this year. The big question is going to be after next season. But I feel like the media is not only overhyping it, but they're a year ahead of the overhype. It's going to be talked about more next year, rightfully so. First caution of the day, meanwhile, has just come out on the racetrack. Alexis Ruiz, welcome to the stream as well. Chase Briscoe leads this race, and I think the caution came out for race leader at the time, Austin Cindric, so the door is opened up for some of these guys. Some of the drivers pitted, including race leader Austin Cindric there, and some drivers stayed out. 10 laps to go, stage 2, green flag back in the air.
Car outside, hold your line.
Schneider took it 3 wide to the inside in turn 1, trying to gain as much time as he can on this restart. He's still 3 wide down the back straightaway into 3. There's Kareem, welcome to the stream also. So Briscoe leads. Stage points don't matter, but Briscoe is one of the championship 4 drivers, still 3 wide through the tri-oval. And down into turn 1 further back. Schneider finished 10th after stage 1. Look at Jeremy Clements coming through on fresher tires, but he's boxed in behind the 9 and the 99. All these guys on fresher tires are coming through. Now they're 3 wide. Michael Annette's on the outside. Schneider a little loose off turn 4, drives it down to the apron. Gets around Annette and Gregson. Drives it deep into turn 1, trying to get to the inside of the 08 of Joe Graff Jr. Can't quite do that. Briscoe's kind of pulling away right now to the end of stage 2. I think of the Championship 4 drivers, Harrison Burton and Justin Allgaier pit, but Schneider and Briscoe stayed out. 7 to go for Briscoe. Might have one of the Championship 4 drivers winning this stage, and now Jeremy Clements takes it 3 wide all the way to the outside of the track to get around Joe Graff Jr., Noah Gragson, but now he's caught in line behind the 19 of Brandon Jones. Clements to the outside of Jones for second place. He'll get the spot. Schneider sends it underneath Jones, trying to get back to third. Clements closes quickly on those fresh tires on the 98 of Briscoe. Hemrick on fresh tires now on the outside of Gregson, right in line behind the 19 of Jones in that outer groove. He'll take it 3 wide to the outside through turns 3 and 4. Schneider slides all the way up the racetrack in front of Hemrick, back down to block Gregson on the bottom. 5 laps to go, stage 2 for Jeremy Clements. And as far as the championship lead goes, it's Briscoe and Schneider currently leading the way. Harrison Burton on fresh tires has risen his way up to 6th, looking to get around Gregson on older tires. Slides up, trying to block Hemrick, keep him behind him. Gregson again, back down low. Schneider drove it in a little too deep into 1 and 2, gets sideways. The strategy call is definitely going to work out for Clements to win the stage.
Still there?
Harrison Burton to 5th, in line behind Schneider. Down to the apron again goes Schneider. On the front stretch, 3 laps to go in stage 2 as he tries to gap Burton, but Burton's only going to catch back up to him in 1 and 2. It looks like Hemrick now to the inside of Briscoe for second place, at least trying to get there off turn 2. Allgaier now in the mix as well. On the inside of Sieg for position and right behind Harrison Burton. End of stage 2. The Championship 4 all right there, and now Allgaier goes up the middle 3 wide between Burton and Sieg. 2 laps to go in the stage. What Briscoe wants to see out of his rear view is all these guys going at it right now, taking the pressure off of him. Harrison Burton now squeezes up the middle. Schneider might have gotten into the left ear of Burton a tad bit, and Burton's going after Briscoe. Cindric's on the inside of the 20. Allgaier lost a couple spots now. Final lap in stage 2. Briscoe trying to hold on to the championship lead, at least on Harrison Burton. Burton's going to get to the outside, and he's going to clear him off turn 2 for 4th place in the championship lead. 3rd place, rather. Jeremy Clements wins stage 2 at Phoenix. Harrison Burton finishes 3rd, leads the championship bout over Briscoe, Schneider, and then Allgaier. Schneider 6th at the end of stage 2, and we'll see what the pit strategy will be like to start the final stage. A lot of these guys staying out. Schneider's going to pit. Going to take that half around a wedge out of the race car that he had put in earlier. Try to help with the short run a little bit to start the final stage. But other than that, 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel, and no further adjustments. Briscoe, Schneider going to pit. Everybody that pitted, though, at that caution late in the stage will stay out. They'll have about 10 lap older tires to begin the final stage. 2 sets of tires left. Top 8, 10 lap older tires. Well, here we go. About half the race still remains to decide the Xfinity Series champion. The final stage is underway. 107 laps to go, and just that 1 caution per incident so far. Schneider, 3 wide to the bottom. Been very fortunate he's gotten to restart in that inside lane all day long today. And he takes advantage of it there through turns 1 and 2, passing a couple cars. Briscoe somehow got down to the bottom behind Schneider into turn 1. He's got to run.
Hold your line, got one inside.
Oh, Briscoe gets into him.
Still there.
Got that 99 car loose, and Briscoe's up to 7.
Car there on the inside.
Mixing on fresh tires as well. He gets underneath the 99. Schneider might start to go backwards.
Got one peeking inside.
Let Joe Graff Jr. go and just dive bomb to the bottom behind him.
Inside. All right, you're clear.
Clements holds the lead for now, but I don't know how much longer he's going to be able to do it. A lot of cars battling for third.
Got a car.
Yeah, the next NASCAR game will be on PS4 also. Should be. Still want to get the PS5 though.
Inside.
And Joe Graff going 3 wide under Gregson and Cindric.
Inside.
And they're still losing spots, trying to chop off the 11 of Haley, barely clear into the tri-oval. Squeezing between the colleague racing cars.
Inside. All clear.
With the Firestone tires ready.
Got one down low now. Got one peeking outside. Got one peeking inside. All clear. Got a car high now. All right, you're clear. Outside. Wow, that's bad.
Schneider just ran his fastest lap of the race that time too, 27.468. Out where he wasn't qualifying.
Car on the outside now.
He had a little bit faster of a setup in qualifying, but that was because he only had to run 1 lap, not 200.
Still there.
He wanted to put that car more on edge.
Got one peeking inside. Car outside. Hold
And that just shot the 99 out of the way now. He's kind of holding up traffic. Can't blame him though, he's racing for a championship tonight.
Inside. Road clear.
From side by side for second place. Chase Briscoe. His fresher tires just got around Harrison Burton to take that championship lead back again.
The race is half over.
Halfway home, 100 laps down, 100 still to go. At the Phoenix Raceway.
Car low now. Careful, still there. Careful, still there.
Right now, oh
There
definitely.
inside.
Mahomes has like a brighter future. Like all time, obviously Rodgers is better because he's had a lot longer career. But yeah, playing right now.
Careful, still there.
Well, see, the thing is, and it's kind of like why Brady's so good. Like talent-wise, Mahomes is better than Rodgers right now. But at the same time, you know, if it's like late in the game on the line, I would trust Rodgers because he knows how to manage the game probably better than what Mahomes would just because of experience. And that's the advantage Tom Brady's got on all these guys, especially recently with a lot of these other older, you know, quarterbacks not able to keep up with him play-wise or retiring. You know, it's kind of been better for Brady as of late with the competition level. He's got the experience on these quarterbacks on the other teams, and he can manage the game a lot better, and that's what makes Brady so good. Chase Briscoe to the lead as he has just passed Jeremy Clements that last lap. So, once again, the race leader is a Championship 4 driver. This is the first time Briscoe has led this entire race. He's on a 63-race winless streak. And he's coming off that runner-up at Martinsville. Last lap, was able to get into the Championship 4, pointed his way in by 1 point, as well as Allgaier in that final lap too. And Allgaier's led tonight as well, but Allgaier's now outside the top 10 on those older tires. Schneider's back to 18th despite being on 10-lap fresher tires. Passed a couple guys on the restart, but that was it. Second time today, we'll alternate through the different camera angles. About the next 6 laps. Oh, wow, Schneider really pushing it hard off turn 2. He was trying to push that car to the inside of the track as much as he could off the exit of the corner because he was sliding up and almost slid into the wall. Running wide though, still was able to keep that fastest lap. 27.407 that last time was his fastest lap of the race. Goes to show how hard he was pushing it off turn 2. 3 wide battling going on right in front of the 99. He's about to be in the mix of it all.
Careful, still there.
About a half a second slower that last lap. Now that he's in traffic and he's 3 wide into turns 1 and 2 underneath the Ray Black Jr. and David Starr. Muscles his way by both drivers. Now to the inside of Justin Haley for position as well. Barely clears Haley off turn 4. No contact, but that was close. Schneider just has nowhere to go. He's got Williams and Brown right in front of him now. 3 wide into turn 3. At least tried, took that peak. Couldn't quite stay there though, and here comes Ray Black now back to the outside of Schneider. Oh, now ducks in line behind him. 68 and the 92 are still there.
Stay on the bottom.
Schneider again looks low, just can't get to Williams. Drives it deep
Careful there.
into turns 3 and 4, again to the inside. 3 wide underneath Williams and Brown. Not to go to the apron here during this green flag run like he did in the first 2 stages at times because he's really trying to save these tires. Slides up the track. David Starr looks to the bottom. Schneider blocks Starr off and clears Brown off the exit of 2 still. Power move up the middle to get to 14th. Now he has that run into 3 and 4 to the inside of Anthony Alfredo for 13th. Gets right on his door.
Stay on the bottom.
Trying to side draft him now as well through the dog leg.
Careful, still there.
Schneider clears Alfredo. He's a little better in 1 and 2 than what he is in 3 and 4. It's been like that all day, no matter what setup changes they have made. They made a couple of changes in the setup in each of the first 2 pit stops of the race. Probably add even more tape to the race car still. It's only about 230, 235 on the oil temperature. As long as it stays below 260, you're pretty good. Might throw some more tape out there on the next pit stop. Next pit stop could be the final pit stop. You never know. Nerves haven't settled in yet, even though we're getting later into this race. Schneider's almost kind of liking the way it's playing out, at least to start this final stage, with the way that late caution came into stage 2 and split the strategy up.
Careful, still there.
Get around Allgaier
You got room.
for 3rd of the championship 4 and now 12th on the leaderboard. Burton and Allgaier would have to pit first as well. Comment section down below. Who do you think's going to win this race? Race or championship? Should say who's going to win the championship. More important thing on the line here. Allgaier, Schneider, Burton, or Briscoe?
Still there. You got room to clear that.
Eccentric's gonna win this race. He's not in the championship 4, so I guess he can win. We can still win the championship.
Yeah. You got room. You're clear.
I went to the outside through 1 and 2 to get around the lap car of LeBay. Slings now down to the inside for 11th place on Daniel Hemrick.
Stay low, stay low.
All 36 cars, by the way, still on the racetrack despite the caution that we had late stage 2. Still the only caution for incident. Harrison Burton trying to get around Josh Bilicki from 9th place. Schneider closing in on both drivers for position. Vigo will win. The alternative is too painful. Some really heavy lap traffic coming up above. Schneider side drafts the 20 of Burton. Pulls by, 3 wide now to the inside of Bilicki, and then the lap car on the high side of McLaughlin. Schneider is up to 9th. He gets around both of them. And now he's 2nd on the championship leaderboard for just the 2nd time today. But he is still not led a lap in this race, nor has he been the leader of the championship 4 drivers all day long.
Careful. Still there. All right. You're clear. Still there. All right. Clear outside.
There he is again. He's picking his way through the field. Ideally, if this keeps running green, this might actually work out. Those other drivers, again, will have an advantage having to pit about 10 laps before. If this does go green, remember the Martinsville race went caution-free in the final stage. Joe Graff Jr. got caught behind Colby Howard off turn 2. Schneider slings around him. Got Chastain and Annette for positions right ahead as well. Cindric not that much further. Annette trying to get around the 10 of Chastain. Schneider beats Annette to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to beat Annette and Chastain back to the gas, so he clears Annette. Now to the inside for 6th place. Finally starting to see this 99 car come alive for the first time all day long. Noah Gregson, meanwhile, now is caught up and passed Chase Briscoe in lap traffic to get to the lead. Cindric shuts the door on the 99.
Still there.
He didn't want to get picked behind the 38, excuse me, of Jeff Green.
You're clear there.
Schneider trying to get to the left rear of Cindric, trying to get under in the side draft and couldn't quite do it. Into turn 3, now he gets to the inside. Beats Cindric back to the gas. Oh man, Cindric side drafts him back. Schneider didn't want to go to the apron. He got sideways off turn 4. The car just kind of drifted down that way. Had to get on the brakes a little bit. Cindric holds on to 5th. That was a close moment right there.
Stay out the bottom.
Really loose on that end of the racetrack. He definitely got loose there. Now he dives to the apron intentionally this time to try and clear the 22. And does, all clear into turn 1. Cindric dive bombs back down to the bottom of the track again, and Schneider accidentally got into his outside.
Looking inside now.
Cindric's there. Schneider tries a side draft down the back straightaway. Brandon Brown, meanwhile, caught behind the 4 of Jesse Little. Cindric pulls back clear. Now Schneider trying to cross Cindric over. A double crossover. He's going to pick him behind the 4 of Little to get to 5th.
You need it. Inside. All clear.
Schneider to the outside of Jones for 4th place. He's got to run off turn 2. He's going to get there. And he is going to clear Brandon Jones to the bottom of the racetrack. Race high, 4th place for Schneider. I'd like to race the Daytona 500 and go Cup Series racing tomorrow, but we'll see. Still 6 seconds behind Briscoe, despite only being 2 positions behind him. Cindric, meanwhile, is going to make the pass on Brandon Jones to get to 5th place off of turn 4. Since that late stage caution, stage 2 business has really picked up. Really set the tone for the racing we were going to see from that point to the end.
Still there. All right, you're clear.
Quickly gets around the lap car of Riley Herbst. 30 laps or so until we'll be seeing pit stops out of the 99. About 20 laps until we'll see the first drivers come to pit road. By the way, this is the first time that Noah Gregson has led this race today.
Clear high, bud.
Any Gregson fans out there? Got his first win of the season at the Roval this year. For win number 2, perhaps, here this afternoon.
Still there. You got room. You're clear there.
After back of the gas way too soon. Going in deep to try and quickly get to the inside of the 0. Jeffrey Earnhardt.
Careful. Still there.
3 wide. Martins, I don't know if he got tight and had to lift there with the 36 on his outside, but that allowed Schneider to get underneath both of them all of a sudden. Got around those guys about as quickly as he could. And he's closing in on Briscoe. He's 4 seconds now behind him. And only 1 second off the 3rd place car of Jeremy Clements.
Stay high up there. You're all clear on the bottom there.
Nobody wants to short pit. These guys are good on fuel to the end of this race. They do not want to pit right now. want this track, especially with Championship 4. They're going to take this fuel run as long as they can.
Alright, you're clear.
Tim Irvin, welcome to the stream. Gregson's caught in heavy lap traffic as well, and Briscoe is now closed back in on Gregson for the lead.
Stay on the bottom here.
Schneider to third.
You got room. You're clear.
Clears Clements all the way up the racetrack. Tries to get into the gas early. Keeps it off the wall. Clements back to the inside. He's going to try to pick Schneider behind the 13 of Fincham, but he shuts the door on the 51 into turn 3 and was able to get to the inside of Fincham to hang on to third. Briscoe is about a half a second behind Gregson now for the race lead, by the way. Schneider to a race high third position.
Alright, you're clear.
And this is as close as he has been to being in the championship lead all race long.
Bottom clear.
If we win this championship, the Daytona 500 will be tomorrow on the channel at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 3 wide, Gregson's in the middle between a couple lap cars, allowing Briscoe to pull to the back bumper. Schneider is closing in hot pursuit. Schneider might have a 2-for-1 special. Gregson gets loose into the corner. Schneider all the way down low, underneath the 98 of Briscoe for the championship lead. He's got him clear down the back straightaway.
Alright, you're clear there.
Dive bomb move into 1 and 2, and it works.
Clear there.
Even on old tires. 59 laps to go. This is the first Schneider's been in front of the other championship 4 drivers all day long. And now he's going for the lead on Noah Gregson as well.
Go there.
Sends it to the bottom of the track. Trying to clear the 39 of C. He goes all the way near the wall. Keeps it off the wall. He clears Gregson, but now he's got the lap car on the bottom. And he clears Sieg rather, into turn 3. Gregson back to the bottom. Briscoe to follow Gregson. Schneider is going to lead his first lap of the race with 58 laps to go. What a battle just to stay in it on the long run. Now he's just trying to fend him off before green flag pit stops. Still has 2 sets of tires left the rest of the way. Everybody has to pit one more time till the end at least. Depending if we get any more cautions and how they might play out, we could see more than 1 pit stop, but at least one will have to be made by the rest of the field.
Alright, you're clear there. You're gonna blow tires, dude.
Gregson really caught Ray Black Jr. in a bad spot off turn 2 as well. Schneider's already got 2 seconds on Briscoe. Briscoe still in third. Still about a half a second or so behind Noah Gregson. That right front tire's down to 11%. Schneider's definitely not going to be able to make it to the end of this fuel run. Whoa! That car got really loose into turn 3. He almost clipped the inside wall. He only got really loose one other time today, but it was more off the exit of 4 than anything else. It wasn't really into turn 3. It's just been naturally loose in that corner most of the day, especially with this current setup in the final stage. Loose as fast if he can hang on to it. That's probably another reason why you see Schneider work to the front for the first time in this race. The only Championship 4 driver not to lead a lap in this race is Harrison Burton. But he has been the furthest ahead running Championship 4 driver at one point when he finished 3rd at the end of stage 2. 1 spot ahead of Gregson, and then 3 and 4 spots ahead of Schneider and Allgaier at the end of the 2nd stage. He's inside the top 10, he's just not inside the top 5 with the rest of these guys. Allgaier is outside the top 10, by the way, as well. He's really going to have his work cut out for him. There's a couple different strategies coming into the final stage. Guarantee if you hit the wall, you would have DNF. That would have been terrible.
See if we can manage our tire wear.
Not too many cars on the lead lap as well. David Starr's going to go a lap down, leaving just 15 drivers on the lead lap, down to 5% on the right front. Schneider's going to have to pit very shortly. Go and stay out another lap. Pit, you're at risk of being trapped a lap down if we get a caution in the middle of green flag pit stops. Saw it in the middle of that Texas race. Kansas as well happened that way within the last handful of races.
We're going to need those tires to the last driver.
They're down to 3%. He's going to risk it. He's going to go one more lap. Schneider's going to pit this time by. We'll have 50 laps to go at the line. And he's going to have a 3.5-second lead over Gregson when he comes to pit road. So 50 to go. Green flag pit stops are going to start with the race leader. He's going to take it easy on those tires into 3 and 4 so he doesn't blow the right front trying to get on the brakes and get to pit road. Speed limit is 45 miles an hour. Made sure he didn't speed. This is the money stop. Could be the final one of the day. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel, no adjustments, but they will add about another 10% of tape to the race car. We're going to add 5% just to make sure. We don't want to pull a Denny Hamlin 2019, put too much tape on the car. We'll put a little bit on and then... if we can throw more on, if we get another caution in this one with another pit stop, then we'll throw some on there. It's a very long pit road around this 1-mile racetrack as well. This crew needs to go quick. .7 stop. Schneider would be 1 lap down in 19th currently. Oh man, Jones and that! Look out! They got sideways into turn 1. Schneider was pulling back up onto the racing groove. This goes green all the way through green flag stop. Schneider's going to have an even bigger lead. But then they're going to be running him down on fresher tires to the end of the race. So this is where he needs to push hard. He needs to push hard to the end anyway, but especially before everybody else pits. So Noah Gragson back out in front. And here comes Austin Cindric onto pit road now as well. Billy Kramer, welcome to the stream. Went 58 laps on those set of tires, yep, so we can definitely go 49 to the end here. No issue. No need to save. We're going to push extremely hard. And again, we have more drivers pitting currently. Schneider was just the first to hit pit road. Caution in the middle of green flag pit stops. With 47 laps to go. Michael Annett is going to stay out. He might have been the cause of the caution. Schneider, yep, Annett was the cause of the caution, so Schneider stays out to take the wave around. But he's going to be on a couple lap older tires and restart at the rear of the field. Green flag's back in the air. .42 laps to go at Phoenix.
All right, clear outside. You're all clear up top. Outside.
Schneider got trapped a lap down and had to take the wave around after that second caution of the day.
Car outside, hold your line.
42 laps to come from the back. He got lucky everybody on the lead lap still had to pit, that he was able to take the wave around, but Michael Annett brings out the caution. He'll finish last in the season finale. He's the first driver out of the race. Schneider has 1 set of tires left to the end. There are only 14 cars on the lead lap.
Stay out the bottom. Stay low, stay low.
And he's going to need a caution to throw fresh tires back on it because he's going to have about 5 lap older tires for now. They'll even out after a certain point in time, but definitely not anytime soon. Struggling just to pass the 13th place car, David Starr.
Stay on the bottom here.
Probably hoping for a caution because he's moved the back of this traffic after this restart as well. One caution kills, another caution will help, for sure. I would have rather seen that go green to the end.
Stay low. Stay low. Stay
I didn't
low.
get to see if Allgaier or Harrison Burton hit pit road yet or not. Because if they did, they're going to be a lap down also. We know Briscoe's on the lead lap, that's for sure. He was in second place when the caution came out.
All right, clear outside.
Seven laps to go.
Stay low, stay low. Still there? You're all clear up top.
What a miracle run this would be for the championship to come from a lap down to win it in the final 42 laps after taking the wave around with that caution. If he can get another one to then pit for fresh tires, because he will have one set left to the end. He can do that. Welcome to the stream. Hamlin's going to win the Cup Championship this year. Hey, that's very well possible. Let me in. Welcome to the stream. Let me in. Welcome to the stream. And I'm going to call you Bill for short. Bill, welcome to the stream. Just tuning in, a caution came out with 45 to go, setting a restart up with 42 laps to go here today at Phoenix. In the middle of green flag pit stops where we saw some of the leaders pit. Schneider was one of the first, in fact, the first driver to come to pit road. He was one that got trapped a lap down. Had to take the wave around there, so he's on a little bit older tires. Only by about 5 laps, but the problem is he's obviously racing for a championship. Taking the wave around, he had to restart the rear of the field. He is going to need another caution to get back into this race to have a shot to catch Briscoe to win this championship.
Still there? Stay on the bottom here. Still there? All clear.
Again, the caution came out for Michael Annette. Only the second caution for incident all day. The race that has gone mostly green. You'd have to assume if it does that going forward, it's going to be problematic for the 99 crew.
Stay low, stay low. Careful, still there.
Hard to tell for sure, but it looks like Gregson might be pulling away.
All right, you're clear. Still there?
You'll have to watch the highlights from the IndyCar race today. I didn't realize they were racing that early in the day. I caught the highlights of the race last night
Careful, still there.
after we streamed. Can't watch the All-Star race, but you can listen to my broadcast.
Still there.
We live streaming the Open and the All-Star race on the channel here tonight. We'll be able to actually see a play-by-play picture, but I will have the live commentary. We got to do realistic commentary on the channel, so if you're new, subscribe. That's why we do these full race NASCAR video game live streams as well on the daily. We do that every weekend. I'm not at the racetrack for the most part, it seems like. There's only been, I think, 2 or 3 weeks we've actually missed where I haven't been at the track, but I haven't been able to live stream the Cup, Xfinity, or the truck race, so we've been pretty consistent this year. Yeah, we'll have the All-Star race on the channel tonight. Favorite track in this game? Dover's really fun in this game, honestly. Pocono seems really fun in this game, believe it or not, too. Obviously, Bristol's my favorite track of all time, so that's fun. Kansas, you can rip the high side, so there's some fun tracks. Daytona, Talladega, the racing's great in this game. Yeah, the race is on Fox Sports 1 tonight, for those of you that try to watch the actual race.
Stay low, stay low.
Well, they've always had the race on cable. This is no surprise. Remember, the race used to be back on Speed Channel in the day, too.
Clear high, clear high.
So this race has always been on cable. It's an exhibition race, not a points race. Well, the nerves are setting in. 25 laps to go at Phoenix. And there were no nerves before, but Schneider's kind of in a helpless situation after having to take the wave around.
All right, clear outside.
He was leading going into those green flag pit stops, too. Now he's in a hole back in 14th. He needs a caution to get back into this race. There's not too many cars on the lead lap. He would pit. Wouldn't drop many spots, plus he would have that extra set of tires where he can pit for tires as well. Might as well use them. He had a caution with 23 laps to go in the Phoenix race earlier this season. That was the final restart of the race. That's where Schneider pitted for fresh tires at that point, but he didn't have to come from a lap down to do it, though. He was just off on speed going into there. Jeremy Clements now to the race lead, taking it away from Noah Gregson, so there's still a good battle going on there. Chase Briscoe's likely leading the championship run. Worst caution of the century. Yeah, if we don't get another caution the rest of this race, that's going to stink that did us in.
Careful, still there. Clear low.
Schneider rushing to the inside of David Starr for 13th. Makes the pass, kind of picking Starr behind the 44. Tommy Joe Martin's lap car is in the way there. Oh, trouble! Martins goes around hard into the outside wall. Caution is going to wave. With 22 laps to go, right after Schneider passed him, Martins, I don't know if he got turned by David Starr or not, but he goes hard into the outside wall in 1 and 2, and that is the caution Schneider needed. He can pit. And boy, oh boy, we are going to have a race to the finish. No adjustments on this 99 car. Live like 60 miles from Fontana. Nice, nice. Yeah, my home track is Michigan. The other 2-mile racetrack. Late race restart after just our 3rd caution of the day. From a lap down, Schneider now has a shot to win. Clements will restart from the lead. Briscoe, the championship leader, will restart 3rd. Green flag back in the air. 18 laps to go at Phoenix. Schneider's going to have about 20 lap fresher tires. And trying to take advantage, but he has to restart in the outer groove. First time he's had to restart the outside all day long. Gains a little bit of ground. David Starr went on the bottom 3 wide. Gains some ground there as well. Oh my goodness, Schneider way up the racetrack, into the wall. Bounces into the 92 of Williams off the exit of the corner after getting into the wall. 17 to go. That stacked up the field behind. He just kind of locked the tires up and slid straight into the wall. Briscoe, meanwhile, is going for the lead. Off of turn 2, trying to get around the 51 of Clements. Martin's got dumped. That'll be the second race in a row here today that David Starr got put into a situation where he caused a caution that could have altered the race. Some facet or another. That might not be the last caution. You never know. Schneider's still got to get through traffic. Briscoe's desperately trying to get to the lead. Clements is trying to go for the win. So you can't blame him for not wanting to pull over for those Championship 4 drivers.
Got one peeking outside.
Next closest in the Championship 4 running is Harrison Burton, who is passing his teammate Brandon Jones to get Burton now to 5th. Schneider's up to 11th with just 15 miles left in the race. He's got to go. Got 20 lap pressure tires. Car hasn't been the greatest on the short runs as well in this race, and you're kind of seeing that even with the 20 lap pressure tires right now.
Stay low, stay low.
Briscoe got the door shut on him. Thought he was going to get underneath Clements that time. He couldn't do it. Schneider up to 9th place. Wants to move to the Cup Series next year. Owning his own team, he needs to win the championship late here.
Still there.
Well, speaking of which, we'll alternate through the different camera angles one final time in this race today with 13 to go. Still had to do it one more time. I guess now would be a great time to do it. Late in the race, championship on the line. Schneider underneath Allgaier for 7th into turns 3 and 4. Dozen laps left. Briscoe cannot get around Clements right now. Schneider trying to beat Allgaier back to the gas and does clear off of turn 2. After running side by side for about a lap. Pushes hard now into 3 and 4 as he closes on Brandon Jones. Yep, this is the Xfinity Series. Trying to back up turns 1 and 2. Dive bombing down to the inside to get underneath Jones off the exit of the corner. Really set Jones up there. Now he's going to try to make the pass in 3 and 4.
Careful. Still there.
Beats him back to the gas. Clear off of turn 4. Great set of moves there. 10 to go. He's got about 2.5 to 3 seconds to catch Briscoe. 20 lap pressure tires. Burton's in 5th. Schneider pushes hard into the corner underneath Burton. Burton doesn't want to give this spot up. Shuts the door on the 99 and the dog leg. Schneider again to the inside into 1 and 2. Trying to get around Harrison Burton. Has to get around him fast. Side drafts him. Pulls off the corner. They're still side by side for 5th. This would by far be the most defining win of the season if Schneider can pull this off from a lap down. Taking the wave around with 45 laps to go. And now getting himself into a position to try and drive through this field. He's up to 5th, but he's got about a 2.5 second gap to Briscoe to try and win the championship. And he is pushing extremely hard. Briscoe still, though, cannot get around the 51 of Clements. 7 to go. Sanders got a lot more open room to run after passing Burton. Because he's got a little less than 2 seconds to the next driver for position, Noah Gregson in 4th. He's got a lot of pavement to work with. Briscoe could have just gotten past the 51 a lot sooner. He could have maybe driven off into the sunset, but Clements is battling for the win here. It's going to come down to the last lap of this race for the championship. Get to the white flag. The next flag would end the race. If it's the yellow or the checker, we only have 5 laps to go. Cindric is all over the back of Briscoe right now for second place. You know, he wants a shot to win his first race of the season as well. And he looks low off turn 2 into 3. Can he get underneath Briscoe? He does. Side by side for second. This is going to hold Briscoe up. Briscoe side by side for second. Cindric got a little loose trying to get back to the gas off of turn 4. And he's going to shut the door and clear Briscoe into turns 1 and 2. Don't think they're going to catch lap traffic. Schneider's a second off of Briscoe. Gregson still in between the two. 3 laps to go. Schneider's driving these corners so neat. I mean, he is pushing hard. He's been pushing hard most of the race, but how could you not push any harder this late? He's got to get around Gregson quick. He's side by side. He couldn't get around Gregson that time. Caught him in a bad spot through 3 and 4. Cooper Gaming 3D, welcome into the chat. Gregson is in the way right now of Schneider. Schneider's got to get around him through 3 and 4 this time if he's going to want a chance to win the championship. Briscoe, right there. Cindric trying to go for the win on Clements. Final lap to decide the championship. Schneider goes to the apron now. Huge dive bomb move. Into turn 1, trying to get underneath the 98 of Briscoe.
Still there?
He gets into him. He rubs him up the racetrack. Dead even for the championship.
Still there.
Schneider got into him. Now can he clear him? Clear off of turn 4. Last lap pass to win the championship. Schneider gets it done with a 3rd place finish at Phoenix. Oh my goodness. Used him up in turns 1 and 2 with that dive bomb down through the dog leg and then into turn 1. He had to do that to stay alongside Briscoe with how deep he drove into the corner. There was no way he wanted to go into that final quarter, at least not alongside Briscoe with a shot. Timed it perfect. Didn't think we were going to get there. I was saving the tires. I didn't want to go to the apron, but that last lap I had to because Gregson was still in the way. But we had to do it. That's awesome. Have you ever? Cindric, meanwhile, made a last lap pass for the win as well to get around Clements. I didn't even see that happen. I was more focused on Briscoe there and the championship. And even with not winning a race all season, Briscoe was that close to winning the championship. Oh my goodness. After being a lap down and having to take the wave around after a caution came out in the middle of green flag stops that put the 99 back in traffic, had to restart at the rear of the field, then got another caution with about 22 to go. There was the caution in the middle of the green flag stops when Annette went around. Turns 1 and 2, it looked like. Unbelievable. And we will be racing the Daytona 500 tomorrow night on the channel for the Cup Series in the career mode. The journey to get to the Cup Series is now achieved with this Xfinity Series Championship. 20 career wins. 16 this season, and we didn't have to win the race to win the championship like I thought we were going to have to do, but we had to finish 3rd. Got to the last lap to do it. Oh my goodness. I wanted to watch the last lap to see not only our battle, but the battle for the win as well. But I didn't get a chance to. I didn't hit the view replay in time. That was an instant shock. Unbelievable. Yeah, it looked like Jones turned a net, too, to bring out that yellow. We still rallied to win. Oh, my gosh. That was for the championship. Had to pass Briscoe. Got it done. There it is. By one position. By one spot on Briscoe there at the very end, we got it done. Burt wasn't far behind. He finished 6th. Annette with a top 10 as well. And there's Schneider in victory lane with the Cup Series trophy by his side. Unbelievable. I feel bad that I ran into Briscoe to get the job done, but we had to do it. We couldn't run another season of this. We didn't win it last year. We missed the championship 4 by 7 points, but man, I had to do it, man. And we didn't dump him, but we leaned on him there off of turn 2. "56 laps led by Cindric today. He led the most. Doesn't matter. And he got his first win of the season, but also for our sake, doesn't matter. We are the champions." Rubbin's racing on Briscoe. Oh my gosh. Well, sometimes you guys in the chat are controversial with it. Like sometimes you guys are all in for it, and then there's other days you're like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. But man, championship on the line. Did not want to run another season of the Xfinity Series. We're making the jump to Cup. And we're going to go through all that off-season stuff right now. See what we've got to start the year. Joe Graff 9th. Yeah, Joe Graff Jr. finished 9th. Unbelievable. I'll have to actually go back and watch that. That was insane. Oh my God. And one of the best Xfinity Series championship moments of all time. What was better, this or the custom schedule season at Talladega when we were like 3 wide for the championship lead with like 2 to go between 3 guys all battling for the win and the championship at Dega? Like, I mean, they were both very intense for different purposes, but what a come from behind win to cement the season right there for the championship. Yeah, you guessed right, OG. Cindric won the race, but we won the championship. I don't care that I didn't get that incentive. Well, I care a little bit, but hey, to come from a lap down, though, taking the wave around, then getting that caution with 22 to go that we needed. Unbelievable. And we will be going Cup Series racing starting tomorrow at Daytona for the 500. Congrats on winning the NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship. Look at Chase Briscoe being a good sport. He's on a 64 race winless streak, but you know what? He's got to feel so defeated after that race. He had it. The only reason we had a shot is because Cindric got side by side with him a couple laps before that, but Cindric ended up getting the win, so obviously he had a car to get it done. He had to get around Briscoe if he was going to win the race, and he did. Same tweet from Haley and Brandon Brown as well. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. that was the Cup Series, if that was the Cup Series, and that was to just finish this, NASCAR Heat 5 career mode playthrough off, that would be the only way to top it. But as far as that season went, unbelievable. To dominate the season and just have it come down to that still. We had to fight for that one. Yeah, we'll be a rookie this season, but thanks. Not a rookie season, but we get it. We get it. Well, not having that 100 on the engine power barely worked. It barely worked. I didn't upgrade it because I wanted to save money for the Cup Series, and it barely worked. Cup Series racing. Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, no. Oh, I almost did it again. That would have been bad. We're going to start a team. Channel Racing making the return. And now we got to sign on our sponsor and what manufacturer we're going to run next season. And as usual, get in the calculator. Whatever we earn more money with, that's where we will race. So, payout per race, $57,600 times 36 races, just over $2 million, plus the signing bonus of $86,400. $2.16 million if we sign on with Ally and go back to Ford like we had in the Truck Series. Procore would be our sponsor for Chevy. Be $40,800 per the 36 races. It would be $1.4 million, but then a $400,000 plus signing bonus there, which would net us $1.9 million. So about $200,000 less. And then NutriChops with Toyota, $56,400 times the 36, just over $2 million, plus the 38,800. We'd get a bigger signing bonus if we stay with Toyota like we were in the Xfinity Series. And we would get not only a bigger signing bonus, but financially throughout the course of the year would be, more altogether than what we would signing with Ally. We have to stick with Toyota. And Premium NutriChops is going to be our sponsor. $1 million for a chassis. My goodness. We got to go super speedway, right? For the Daytona 500, we can get another chassis immediately after it. We've got to do it. We're going to want a shot to win the 500. Hire an engine specialist. Trust me, I wanted to go with Ford. I have a Mustang. My favorite driver races for Ford. Fords are a huge part of, me enjoying NASCAR, but we got to go with the Super Speedway chassis also for Daytona here. I'll edit the paint scheme and the race car later. But we are going to start the season. Sign Ally, more recognizable name. It's true. At least there's no other NutriChops car in the field. We'll be one of our own. If we win the championship, might have to get some NutriChops. Ross Chastain to start from the rear in the open race tonight. Uh-oh. Team fined $25,000 for inspection violation. And the crew chief was ejected. Tough break for Chastain. He's had fast cars recently, too. Four top 25s and 4 races. I don't know if we can get that. I'd like to think there's no way. These races are longer. It's going to be... Let's go for it. 4 top 25s in the first 4 races. That'd be insane. Gonna get that Speedway chassis in the garage. We are gonna get a short track. Oh, hang on. We'll wait on the short track chassis till after the Daytona 500. Let's get some department upgrades here. Pit crew doing 85. 85 on the engine. I think that's a good start. Got to hire some employees. Need an aero, a suspension specialist, and then we'll hire another engine specialist as well. Yeah, Reddick on the pole. Predictions still to come here tonight for the All-Star race, and then tune in at 6 for the Open and the All-Star race on the channel. Be doing a live realistic commentary, just as we did here for this, and like we do every day with NASCAR content. Get her to 10. Get these other ones to 6 for now. Well, we need a good run in the Daytona 500, that's for sure. That's going to help our team so much. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, there we go. So we'll have an 85, 76, and 76 for the Daytona 500 on the channel tomorrow night. We literally just spent all $5.7 million that we had. Actually, we had over $6 million because of the signing bonus to start the season. $6 million spent just like that. It's a good thing we saved enough money. Starting from the bottom once again, but man, we'll see. We'll see. If we somehow won the Daytona 500 in our first career start, it'd be $1.6 million. Plus, so $1.6 million there, but plus, we would also have, you know, the sponsorship money and stuff like that, over $56,000 there. Merchandise, you got 1.4 million fans. If we win the Daytona 500 in our first... Could you imagine the upset special? If we won the Daytona 500 in our first career start. Nobody's ever done that. We could be the first to do it. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night on the channel will be our Daytona 500 for the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode, or long anticipated Daytona 500. I will change the paint scheme up before we start that race. And, what else? Oh, yeah, tonight, of course. The Open starts at 6 on Fox Sports 1. I'll be live streaming the live commentary of the race. And then we'll do the All-Star race as well at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Predictions will be up as well before then. So thanks, everybody, for watching. Enjoy the races tonight. Hop back on the channel here in a couple hours. And thank you for watching. Again, like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. It's going to be a fun rest of the night. See you guys in a little bit.